Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Chronicles. It is me, Daddy Steve, and today I wanted to kind of go over the similarities between streaming and working out. I feel like a lot of times it's easier to explain a topic to somebody if there's something that they can relate to that they already do. So in a lot of cases, many people haven't streamed, so they don't really know what it's like. But at one point in your life, you probably worked out, whether it be doing cardio like running or jogging, or lifting weights in the gym. So what I want to do today is compare streaming to working out. Now bear with me here. It'll make a lot more sense as we go along, but I've been thinking about this topic a lot, and both activities are very similar in regards to how you approach them and how you make gains, if you will. So let's just start with the basics here. When you initially start working out, you probably are out of shape, meaning you're not going to be running like a mile with no issues, or you're not going to be lifting like 300 pounds with no issues. You're probably going to be on the weaker and out of shape side, and you're going to struggle when you first start. And streaming is literally the same thing. If you have no experience streaming, same thing with working out, you're going to struggle, and that's part of like the growing pains, if you will, or establishing yourself and getting used to streaming. Just like you have to get used with running or lifting weights, you have to get used to streaming in order to improve and make gains. And so when I think about starting out streaming, is like I think about me starting off in the gym, and I remember when I was lifting very small weight compared to what I lift now, and how I had to take my time. This is years in the making to get to the weight that I'm working out with now, and it took a lot of hard work and dedication just to get to that point. And streaming is no different. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, obviously, and you have to take it little by little. You can't expect to have 3,000 viewers on your first stream if you've never done this before, and you have no experience or any type of like progress in the past doing it. You're gonna start off with 0, 1, 2, 3 viewers, and then work your way up to a larger audience as time goes by, as long as you're obviously continuing to improve. Another similarity that I see with streaming and working out is like technique. Oftentimes when you run, perfect form makes it to where you waste less energy when running. Perfect form also helps when you lift weights. It prevents injury and also makes it easier for you to lift those weights. And you get maximum performance, as in you get results. You feel more sore doing a rep a lot more perfectly than you would if you did it sloppily. Same thing with running. If you have perfect form running, it's going to be easier for you to run longer distances and expending less energy. And that also applies to streaming. Like if you are applying everything that you've learned, you're studying the game, if you will, and practicing all the different aspects that people are teaching along the way. And of course, if you're a good student and you've been watching the series, you know that you need to do your homework prior to streaming, so you're not coming in blindly. So as long as you're applying what you learned to your streams, you should be growing. And obviously, when you are applying those things, you're gonna make gains in viewership, and your gains in viewership are equivalent to your gains in working out or your gains in distance that you can run. It's a very similar concept there. On the flip side of that, if you stop going to the gym all of a sudden and you miss like a day, the next day you go back to the gym, you might feel a little sore. You may feel like you lost a little progress. It's the same thing with going with streaming. Like if you miss a day streaming, you may lose some momentum or some progress that you made with viewership growth, and that's something you got to keep in mind, that you need to keep with the momentum. You need to keep things going and be on as much as possible, and try not to miss your scheduled streams. Otherwise, you risk losing momentum and progress. Additionally, if you take extended breaks from the gym, expect to lose all the progress that you've made. An example would be, for me, I was going to the gym really hard for, I would say, like 3 years, and then I just had a moment in my life where I stopped going to the gym for like probably like 3 months, and whenever I start going to the gym, I get like extremely skinny, and I look kind of sickly when I don't work out. And so all the progress I had made those past 3 years, because I took so many months off from the gym, I completely like just threw that in the trash, and had to basically start over with working out. And it's the same concept that applies with streaming. Like if you're gonna be a streamer, and your goal is to become a professional and grow and reach a large audience, taking any time away from the stream hurts, but taking extended time where you're out weeks or months at a time could almost kill your channel, honestly. If you're gone for months at a time and you're not connecting with your community in other ways or other avenues, you could literally kill all the progress you made on your channel and literally have to start from scratch. I've actually seen this firsthand where people will leave and then come back months later to find out that they don't have an audience anymore. So keep that in mind. If you do need to take an extended period of break, you're looking for other ways to connect with your community via social media, if you will. But taking extended breaks, make sure you understand the risks there involved, and if you're willing to make those risks. An additional thing too that I think with working out and streaming, the parallels are is whenever you start like digging into it more and networking with folks like on best practices. For example, like if you're working out and you may ask someone like, what's the best product to take when we're like pre-workout or things like that, and you're collaborating and networking with folks. It's the same thing with streaming. You're networking with people to get best practices on what's the best way to approach streaming, what's the best way to build a community, what's the best way to do this or that. You want to make sure that you're constantly looking for ways to innovate and become better, and you're constantly getting different perspectives from other people on how to go about becoming a successful broadcaster or content creator. So with that being said, get out there, don't be shy, and meet as many people as you can. Become a lifelong student of the craft, and you will be steered in the right direction. I hope the analogy between working out and streaming was helpful for you in understanding the pros and cons of streaming, and just like knowing that you're not going to start with a bazillion viewers up front. You're going to have a slow grind that will take a long time to reach without any external influence or luck, and that you just want to enjoy the journey as you go there. And then again, keep up the consistency and keep up the momentum. Don't miss too much time for you'll risk losing all the progress you made. And lastly, like we've said in our videos in the past, make sure you're networking and always looking for best practices on how to become a better broadcaster. Before I go, I want to give you guys a few resources to look up. I want you guys to look up Professor Broman. He has a podcast called Ask Broman. I've listened to every single podcast that he's released, and he gives really good insight as to what successful broadcasters like himself have dealt with and how they go about becoming better broadcasters within Twitch and just being better individuals in life. Another broadcaster that I enjoyed his Twitch information was Say No to Rage. Say No to Rage gives really valuable and critical insight on how to become a successful broadcaster, the do's and don'ts, if you will, and then things he's experienced along his journey as a Twitch broadcaster. And then lastly, Twitch released a creators camp, and that's really for the basics of streaming at Twitch and understanding the Twitch environment. So if you're looking at becoming a Twitch broadcaster and you have no idea how that works on Twitch, Twitch just released a creators camp, if you will, and it will basically give you a rundown of everything related to Twitch from a beginner perspective. A lot of it is more beginner perspective focused, so it's a really great new user onboarding tool, and I recommend all new folks joining Twitch, and even those who have been with Twitch for a while but maybe haven't checked out all the features that Twitch has to offer, that you check those out. So yeah, those are the three resources I suggest you guys check out. Let me know what you think of them. Those are the resources that have helped me become a better broadcaster. and I continually am looking for new ways to become a better broadcaster and reach a wider audience. The last thing I want to do before I leave is give shout outs to the folks who have been consistently commenting on the videos. I want to say thank you, Max Ski Productions, for the comments and likes on the videos, man. I appreciate it. Nafisa, I want to say thank you for supporting the YouTube videos as well. And anybody else who would like to comment on this video, I'll make sure to shout you out in the next Faded Chronicles video that we do. So I want to give extra incentive for people to comment, like, share, and subscribe. So please, if you would, like, share, and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Share this with your mom. Share this with your dad. I'm really trying to grow the YouTube audience here. I promise eventually I will get Sony Vegas to make these a little bit more professional looking and polished. But in the meantime, the content will continue to roll out. And if you have any suggestions for topics to discuss, I'm all ears. Hit me up on Discord, Twitter, any of the socials that are listed below, and I'll be glad to discuss those topics and my perspective on any of those topics. But yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.